the idea that your perception influences your reality, and your perception being a function of your knowledge base and your understanding of the world, and also your experiences with the world, right? And like, again, Maddie, you're the expert here, I'm just kind of spitballing, but it makes me think of did you guys ever hear about that case where that kid in Texas stole his dad's car, like ran over 3 people, killed 3 people, like drove drunk, all that stuff? And that his
What?
court defense was affluism. So he was so rich and privileged, he had no idea that that was wrong. And he never went to jail, never served one day in jail,
Really?
nothing. Like he had no idea that that was not allowed because he had never been told no in his entire life. Right.
It's
And it's like,
crazy.
that's an extreme example, sure. But like, let's put it to the middle, like if I'm, or one, towards the other end, right? I mean, well, I don't know what the other end would even be. Starving kid in Africa has the ultimate win
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
I'm probably like center that way. But like, put it to the average person, right? Like if you have no sort of frame of reference of like shit is kind of hard in other places, right? Then you never have any need to grow or change or do anything else because it's just this.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about it. It almost like it almost makes me wonder if it doesn't have something to do with like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Like we're like you're always in the middle, right? You've always got, your basic stuff. You never had to worry about any of that stuff. So there was no need to like worry about the top levels because you're here and you're good, you're staying there, right? Versus like someone who didn't have, I mean, what's the lowest level? It's like shelter or whatever. Like if you never had that, then it's like, well, shit, I got to get that. And then once you get that, it's like, okay, I got to get the next one. I got to get the next one. I got to get the next one. And that's how you grow. I wonder if it's a cognitive thing, but also like it's a mental thing just because of your perception.
Yeah. And I almost feel like there could be that kid that you're talking about could be listening to this and thinking like, what's the point of perseverance? What's the
That's what I'm
point
saying.
of dealing with pain? And so are you asking like the people that don't have this perspective where they want to kind of deal with all aspects of life, like where are they headed, or what are you asking?
I don't know that I had a question there, if I'm being honest.
Well, I guess I don't know. I was thinking like that's a really good point, and it's something that I hadn't really thought of before, but it's like it's something that I juggle with in a way because being cognizant of the fact that people don't always think the way you do and maybe don't have the resources to makes you want
Oh.
to be a more empathetic person.
Mhm.
But at the same time, to at a certain point, you have these basic responsibilities as a human where it's like you expect someone to respect someone else. Like you kind of have by default, everyone sort of has these expectations for other people. And it's really hard to balance that because it's like you have to understand that someone might come from somewhere of ultra privilege or the exact opposite, and they don't have those resources. And I feel like that's something to juggle with because I don't know, you never want to put expectations on someone, but we do it by default. And I feel like Austin, you've talked about this before, but it just happens. It's
Yeah.
really strange.
It's really hard to be just completely open to that person. One,
Especially when you
especially if
disagree with them.
what'd you
Yeah.
say?
Especially when you disagree with them.
For sure. And I think it's even harder when you have family or friendly history with them because they are that person. Like, Shawn, you're my best friend, but in a way, you're stuck in my best friend that was my college roommate in the past. Like, and I try to bring you to the present moment every time, but I'll still have those like things that have happened in college that stay with me. And just like Maddie, like you're my sister. And, as we were kids, there's triggers that are still there that I still react to towards you that have nothing to do with this moment now. But I still react to them just like, I'm 12 and you're 7.
Right. Well, yeah, no, exactly. And to bring it kind of to neuroscience, there's when we are studying perception, we think of two things. There's always two things going on. there's what's called the incoming sensory stream. So what's happening right now? What's this person seeing? What's this person hearing? What's this person feeling? But then there's what's called priors. Everyone comes into a study or comes into a conversation with priors. They have prior experience of XYZ, and everyone's varies. So it's that's something that you, like I said before, you kind of just have to hope. Like, you can't do anything about priors, and you can't really investigate them unless like that's something you're particularly interested in, like individual differences in people. But naturally, everyone has priors that's going to change the way they react to whatever perceptual experience you're giving them. And that just kind of goes along with the fact that you're going to have these triggers. You're going to perceive things differently. You're, by nature, the way our brain's structured, it's really hard to be open. And I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's a fault to have priors, because that's what we do. But I think being open enough to simply understand that everyone has different perspectives, I think it's the best a lot of people can do. And I feel like that's good progress.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that we know, even from Greenfield, Indiana, it's like they can't accept the fact that someone thinks differently than them. And of course they're right. And of course the other person's wrong. But being able to say, okay, I don't know what's right or wrong. Obviously there's two sides, which means there's two perspectives. Just being that open, I feel like, is what a good person has. And I really love when I see people that are super open-minded in that sense.